Harbor Freight sells the best bang for the buck floor jacks that money can buy. So good you find them in tons and tons of professional shops. They have a huge selection of floor jacks. In fact, so big it can be a little confusing. And you know what? They're always updating, coming out with new stuff. So a lot has changed since we covered this 4 years ago. So we're going to get you up to date with everything that's going on with Harbor Freight floor jacks. We're going to cover all the new ones, and then we're also going to have a spreadsheet that you can go to and check out and give you all the specs so you can nerd out about all this. So let's jump into it. First off, we got to talk about the Harbor Freight Badlands floor jack. This is their first off-road floor jack. This thing is fantastic. It's one of my favorites. Full disclosure, Harbor Freight sent me one for review, and I got a video on it you can go check out. In fact, I'll link the video down below as well if I can. But this thing is just simply amazing, and for the price, it seems kind of pricey at $320, but if you compare it to the other off-road floor jacks in its class, it's actually a pretty good bargain when you look at it. Now let's talk about some of the specs on this thing, okay? So what you're looking at here is you're looking at $320. You're looking at an overall weight of 72.2 pounds. Now that may seem like a lot, but when it comes to these heavy duty jacks, that's actually pretty light. The minimum lift on this is 6.25. Max lift is 29 and 1/16. It has a handle length of 47 and 5/8. All right, and there's more specs on the spreadsheet. I'm just not going to go through all of them right here. All right, now next up, we're going to jump into the Daytona line of jacks. Now the Daytona is what they got really well known for as far as like the professional. You will see this jack in like almost every tire shop. I would say like probably 80 to 90% of tire shops are going to at least have one or two, if not all, Daytona jacks. And there's a reason. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Now, I just want to go back real quick. On this one and all the other ones, they all have a 90-day warranty, which is typical for Harbor Freight. You can buy an extended warranty if you want, which, by the way, is not a bad idea if you use these a lot. If you're using it, if you're a DIYer, the warranty isn't really an issue. You probably will never run into it. If you're using it in a pro shop, the warranty is something, because on this one, it's got a 3-year built-in warranty. All right, remember, Harbor Freight's always, bring it in, swap it right there. You're in and out in less than 5 minutes. Great warranty. That's why a ton of shops use these, because when they wear them out, they just bring them all back in and get new ones. But let's talk about the specs on this. This is the Super Duty. Now, this is a 3-ton, low profile, all right, and what you're looking at here with the Super Duty is you're looking at a minimum lift of 3.25, a max lift of 23 and 1/8, and a total weight of 104 pounds. As I said, they get a little chunky when you talk about these. One of the best features about this is they now come in these cool colors. Now, this is just a flat, basic, it's not flat, it's a gloss yellow, but now they've got orange metallic, candy apple red metallic. It looks good enough to eat. And the plum crazy purple metallic here. That's amazing. Right now they're offering a deal where if you buy one of these jacks, you get a Hercules impact driver kit. The whole kit. You get the brushless impact driver, the battery, and the charger, and you get all that for free with this. Why it's not an impact wrench, I don't know. I should do a combo kit with the impact wrench. It just makes more sense. I will say this. It is a badass impact driver. Want to go check out Torque Test channel. They've done all the power specs ratings on them, and I think it's currently their #1 rated, so go check them out. All right, let's keep going. By the way, if you're going to check out channels, go over, if you like automotive stuff, check out Collector Car Feed. They're getting close to 100K. I want to get them over 100K with this. We'll put a link to them down below as well. Collector Car Feed. By the way, all the links are always below the video, not in the text or comments, but you click on the little part that says see more right down. It's right down there. You can see it. You can see it's down there. Anyway, let's keep going on these. So next up, we've got this is my favorite. This is the one I had, I should say my favorite. This is my old favorite before I got the Badlands, all right? I still have this one. I have a video on this as well. Harbor Freight, actually, I think I bought this one. I don't think Harbor Freight sent it to me. Anyway, 3-ton, long reach, low profile, professional floor jack with rapid pump. Now, here's what gets kind of confusing. You'll see all these specs. So this is not, they all seem to have rapid pump. We'll call out any of the ones that don't. So not only is it rapid pump, not only is it low profile, but it's also long reach. And the good thing about this is one of the ones that's going to get you the longest, not only longest reach in there, but the longest travel on this. So if we look at the specs on this, you're looking at 3 1/3 as far as the low height, which is the second lowest you're going to see in any of the minimum lift on the Daytona steel jacks, all right? The max lift on it is going to be 24.25, which is by far the highest you're going to see on the steel Daytonas. Not as much as you're going to see on the Badlands, but I mean, it's getting up there. Handle length on this is going to be 50 inches, and the weight on this thing is going to be 103 pounds. It's, as I said, they're getting chunky up there, right? Comes in your choice of 4 colors. They're all gloss, no metallic. You got to go for the Super Duty for that. Then we're going to talk about the 4-ton. Oh, actually, let me go back real quick. One of the things they're talking about here with the on this one is it's got this quick pump right here. You can see it better in this. It's got a little foot pedal right there. The way that works is when you slide it under the car, you step on that a few times and it quickly raises it up to make contact with the car. You're going to have trouble lifting it using that. At that point, you want to switch to the handle, but then you're not pumping the handle. So that gets you engaged quickly, and then you can engage the handle. That's one of the things I like about it, all right? And for me, somebody who has mostly trucks, mostly big trucks. I drive personally, I drive a 1-ton Cummins. My wife drives a Ford Expedition XL. Our beater car is a Suburban with the big 8-cylinder. So we're not, moving anything little around here. And then my play car is a BMW 7 Series. So that's where the low profile comes in and the height. But again, since I got the Badlands, that's usually the one I go with. Anyway, let's keep going here. So the 4-ton here is what we got next. And the 4-ton is coming in at $240 on this one. Again, 4 basic colors on that one. And the 4-ton is going to run you $239.99. And we're going to get on the minimum lift on that is going to be 4.25, and the max lift is going to be 20.25 with a weight of 102. I know you thought it would be more, right? But it's not too bad, but it's not too great either. So anyway, let's keep going here. Next one, again, you'll have the full specs you can check out in the spreadsheet. This is the 3-ton low profile jack here. There's going to be one under this that's just basically, it's going to be this one. It's just going to be the rapid pump. So this is basically the second to the lowest in the Daytona. Remember, the Daytona is the top of the line. The Badland is kind of off to the side. It's its own thing. It's an off-road jack. But as far as the regular floor jacks, it's Daytona, then it's Pittsburgh Automotive, and then Pittsburgh. But the Pittsburgh Automotive, we're going to get to that. You'll see what I'm talking about here. It is a little confusing, but we're going to have the spreadsheet. I'm going to explain it all right? So we got this one. This is the low profile with the rapid pump. You're not getting the long reach. You're not getting the foot pedal on this. You're getting the 4 basic colors. Price on this is... Base price is $179.99. Currently, it's on sale for $129.99 if you have inside tracks, part of the parking lot sale. Again, the spreadsheet's just going to have the base price because people will be looking at this much later, and I don't want to make you feel bad about the price if you missed the sale. Don't worry, sales come back around every so often. Anyway, minimum lift on this is 3.25. Max lift is 19 7/8, and the weight on this is actually a fairly reasonable, I think it's, let me come over here. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. I think it's listed at, that can't be right. I'm having listed at 79 pounds. Let me go double check on that one. Wait, that's 79 pounds. Wow, I did get it right. Who knew? And that's way lighter than some of the other ones, 103, 100 and everything else. Honestly, I would suspect that perhaps Harbor Freight may be mislabeled. So somebody can check. If you have one of these or you have access to the box or something, double check on that and email me, red@dentatools.com, and I'll update the spreadsheet if that's wrong, because that's 79. That's closer to what I'm going to see with some of the basic Pittsburghs. But maybe it is. Maybe it is. Let's go to the next one. And the next one is the base model of the Daytona. So it's the bottom of the top. And you're looking at the 3-ton basic rapid pump floor jack, all right? Price on this is $159.99. And at that price, for what you're going to get is you're going to get a minimum lift of 5 inches. So this one, you're not going to be able to use like an MG midget or something like that. Max lift is going to be 18.25. Again, so you're getting the worst of the minimum, the worst of the max lift, at least when it comes to the all steel Daytonas. Then you're looking at a handle length of 45 inches, and you're looking at a weight on this of 70 pounds. So maybe that weight is right, because they're really dropping some weight here when you go to these more basic Daytonas down here. Next up, we're going to have the Daytona 1.5 ultra low profile, lightweight, high performance, aluminum racing jack with rapid pump. Oh my gosh, that's a mouthful, isn't it? So this is, Harbor Freight came out with, I think it's three or four, three, I believe, all aluminum, high performance racing jacks. All right. Now I know those kids are out there on Friday nights. They're doing takeovers. They're racing their jacks. That's all crazy. I want you guys to be safe. All right. But this is the high performance one. You're going to tell because at the front, there's no wheels per se. Just the spacer itself is the wheel right down here. So this thing is meant to get in there low. It's not meant to lift a lot, but again, this is for racing, and racing cars and stuff aren't supposed to weigh a ton. So you're looking at, well, I guess 1.5 tons. You're looking at $300 on this thing. Now, if we look at this, you're looking at a 2 3/8 minimum lift. Really gets down there. The max lift, though, is only at 16 1/8. But the weight on this, 36 pounds. 36 pounds. That sucker is svelte. For what it can do, that is a pretty nice weight there. Now, here's the other two. We got the Daytona 2-ton coming in at $209.99 and the 1.5 ton coming in at $135.99. Now, let me look at the specs on both of these real quick. So what you're looking at here is you're looking at the 2-ton is coming down to a minimum lift of 2 1/4. The 1.5 is 2.5. The 1.5 is 3.5. The max lift on the 2-ton is 16 3/4. The max lift on the 1.5 is 14. The handle length on the 2-ton is 45.5. Now get this, the handle length on the 1.5 is a short 37.5. I don't know why it's so short, it just is. The weight on the 2-ton is 42.7. The weight on the 1.5 is 34.5. That's actually less than the high performance one, was it the $300 one. All right, let's keep going on this list here. We got to get through a bunch of these. So we talked about both of those. Now, these are the basic racing jacks that we've seen that Harbor Freight has sold for quite some time. This is sold as Pittsburgh Automotive. You'll see it in the list as Pitts Auto. They have a 3-ton, they have a 2.5, they have a 2-ton, they have a 1.5, all right? So they're really kind of packing them in there. Why they have the 2.5 and the 2, and I don't know why specifically they do that. But you're looking at a price swing of $250 to $220. That's on sale right now for $180. $185 and then $100. So you're really jumping down. When you go to that 1.5, you're really going down to that $99. And I will say this, if I just had like a basic car or a light truck and it wasn't very high and I didn't need to lift it very high, this is actually a pretty nice jack for $100 because with the weight on this and the ease of movability, one thing I like about these aluminum jacks, let me get in here, is they have a really nice handle there on the side, easy to grab. Now, a lot of these, some other ones do have that as well, but I think maybe it's just these because I don't believe the Daytonas have those and the Pittsburghs don't have them, so it's just on those. Now, all the aluminum ones have that side handle because they know you're going to be moving them around. It's probably what it is. So when we look at the racing jacks, we're looking at the minimum lift is 3 1/4 on the 3-ton, 3 2/3 on the 2.5, 3.5 on the 2, and 3.5 on the 1.5. The max lift on the 3-ton is 19 1/8, which is actually pretty decent. It's close to the Daytonas. If you look at the 2.5, it's 18 5/8. On the 2, it is 15 7/8. And on the 1.5, it is 13 7/8. Now, weight-wise, on the top one here, the 3-ton, you're looking at 63.3 pounds, then down to 54, then down to 37.5, and then down to 33 on that 1.5. And that's what I was talking about. That's a super lightweight, easy to move around. If you live in an apartment, I know a lot of you guys, don't have your own garage set up and stuff like that, and you're like, I got to carry it upstairs, I got to carry it downstairs. Nobody wants to lug a 104-pound jack. If you got a small car or small to medium sized car, if you've got a light truck, something like that, you're not going to be lifting the whole thing off of one jack, right? You're just going to be lifting one corner at a time. You might be able to get away with a 1.5, and if you can, that's not a bad jack to go with. All right. Now let's go into the Pittsburgh line. In the Pittsburgh line, we've got this. We've got the 3-ton low profile. We've got the 3-ton rapid pump. So again, low profile with rapid pump, just the rapid pump. Then we've got the 2-ton low profile, all right? And then we've got some discontinued items. And I put them in here just for price comparison, just to see where they're at, because this is the clearance price on these. So we've got the 3-ton rapid pump, and we've got the 2-ton low profile rapid pump there. If you can grab it for 80 bucks again. But let's talk about the specs on these real quick. And the specs, like from this one to this one, the new gray version, and this is on sale right now for $89.99 versus $70. I mean, you're still going to be $10 more. The specs for the clearance items, they're exactly the same. They just painted these gray. There's not a huge update to them. So if you can get the clearance ones and it beats the sale price, then do it. That's the way I look at it. Just go ahead and do it. In fact, and if you want, grab the extended warranty if they're offering it on that. And who knows, if something happens, then you get the new one, right? All right, so let's go through the specs on these. So that's the 2-ton. Let's look at the 3-ton, and there's the 3-ton. This is the top line of the bottom of the Pittsburghs. And in those here, we're looking at 3 1/8 is going to be the minimum lift on this. The rapid pump version of this is going to be 5 1/8, so you're going to lose 2 inches there. The 2-ton is going to be 3.5, and then the 2-ton, I'm sorry. Then I'm not going to repeat the specs again for the clearance items. So the max lift on this one's going to be 19 7/8. For the rapid pump, it's going to be 18 1/4, and for the 2-ton, it's going to be 16 7/8. Then the handle length is 45 5/8, and then 45 for the other two. And the weight on this one, now let's see here, the weight over here is going to be 78 pounds. It's not the lightest, but not the heaviest. It's 70 pounds on just the rapid pump, and then the 2 1/4, or 2.5, I mean, is going to be 54.5. So that one's getting down there in weight again. All right, now once we go through all these, there's one left to talk about, and that is the trolley jack. Now, this one is technically, it's a floor jack. It's under floor jacks. It's a completely different design. This one doesn't do well in any of the specs. Well, it does actually. That's not entirely true. Let's go over the specs real quick on this one. I mean, the price on it's $35. The minimum lift is 5 3/8, so that's not great. The max lift is the worst we're going to see here at 12 3/8. The handle length is 16 inches, so really low there. But the weight on it is 20 pounds. This is the kind of thing that maybe you want to throw in your car, and if you're on a budget, $35, I totally get it. I totally get it. Oh, I lied. We have one last one, and that's the Pittsburgh Automotive 22-ton air hydraulic floor jack. I hesitated about whether to include this one because, let's be honest, it's a bottle jack on a cart is what it is, all right? And not just a bottle jack. It's the 22-ton air bottle jack. So it's got all the spacers with it, everything. It's $380. Spec-wise, it's not the best spec-wise. It's got the worst minimum lift at 8 15/16, but you're going to expect that from a bottle jack. And the max lift is only going to be 17 3 1/4. Again, bottle jack. Handle length is 48.5 inches on this, and the weight is 83.8. But again, you're not buying this for putting under your car or truck. This is going under an RV or heavy duty kind of truck, something like that. This is a special use case kind of thing. Now, I did want to include a couple options here as far as accessories. They also sell the Daytona steel floor crossbeam. It's $69.99. It's a lot of great uses. You can spread the weight out. You can also use it, like I've seen guys use it on mowers and ATVs and stuff like that. The other one I really wanted you to consider is this. This is the Daytona Extra Long High Leverage One-Piece Floor Jack. It's $20. Now, what does this get you? Well, it's longer. I think it's 52 inches longer, so it's longer than any of the other jack handles, and it's a single piece, so you don't get that kind of rickety, wiggling kind of thing that goes on. So it's a longer jack piece, and it's got great knurling in it. It's solid, and it gives you a little bit more leverage. And for 20 bucks, it's a nice upgrade. Now, however, you can only use it with the Daytona or the Pittsburgh steel jacks. You're not going to use this with the Badland. You're not going to use it with the Pittsburgh Automotive aluminum stuff, all right? And you're not going to use it with the trolley jack either, and probably not the air jack. Anyway, I hope that all makes sense for you. I'm going to have the spreadsheet here linked down below. You can go and view it. You cannot change it. Some of you keep trying to change it, kept requesting editing says. No, if you want something changed, email me. I will change it. You can always copy. You can do file, make your own copy, and then you can play with it to your heart's content. All right. So that'll be linked down below. If you got any other questions, put it down in the comments. I tried to read through all the comments. While you're down there, don't forget to chomp the old like button, smash the subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.